Hey, what's good, beautiful people? Of course, you know who I is, the good doc, Dr. Mike, back again, once again, with the best video of 2020 so far, hands down. Best video so far in 2020. All right, so y'all go ahead and get the likes up, subscribe, do whatever you need to do to support the good doc in whatever nature or fashion that you possibly can. All right, today, skipping all the formalities, I wanted to talk to you guys about a few places. I think right now I have a total list of 5 places where Filipinas or foreign women alike are actively seeking foreigners. I come from the thought process that in foreign countries, you don't chase the women, you let the women chase you. And when I say that, I'm saying you don't actively go out there seeking women. You just allow those situations to naturally manifest itself. Now, for some people, that's going to be hard. If you're a shy type of person, like my man says, you'll probably be paying for punan for the rest of your life. But if you have just the bare minimum of game, you just look presentable and decent, it will not be hard for you in many foreign countries for you to be able to get women to notice you and actively seek you. So in this particular video, we're going to talk about the top five places where foreign women, Filipinas more specifically in this video, are actively seeking foreigners. Let's get it. Number one, quite obvious, the mall. All right. Now, when I'm knocking these out, guys, when I'm knocking these out, most of these places I have actually been actively sought out by Filipinas. And when I say actively sought out, I'm not saying it as if the women that approach me were working girls or girls looking to get a come up, but these are places where I have actually been approached by women. Whether they're just stopping by to say hi, smiling, be friendly, whatever they're doing, these are places where I have personally actively been sought out by foreign women or Filipinas alike. So number one, the mall. Okay, I like to eat at the food court sometimes in the mall. You catch me by myself, I have had some girls actually sit at my table. Like, let's say, for example, it's a long table and I'm towards the end of a table. I've had girls who have sit within the general vicinity of my table and actually share a meal with me. I've had that happen before. And a lot of guys may be able to attest to it. Or you've had girls come by, walk by, say hello to you while they're dropping off their tray or whatever. Or in some instances, some girl will ask, do you mind if I sit with you? I'm by myself. Again, not always common, but I'm telling you, in the mall, Filipinas, for a particular reason or another, are actively seeking foreigners. Now, when I say malls, I'm not talking about Divisoria or places like that. Not these ukay ukay setups. I'm talking about well-established malls that you will actually see foreigners going into. Like in Davao City, that would be SM, Lanang, and Brisa. A lot of Filipinos go to these places just because, but a lot of these women go to these places because they're actively seeking foreigners because they know that foreigners are going to hang out here. Okay. Now, number two is more or less a segue or more or less it kind of piggybacks off of the mall, but it is a particular establishment that has its own place and is not always connected to a mall. And that is Starbucks. Every Filipino knows that you're likely going to find a foreigner in Starbucks, okay? And I have been actively pursued a time or two inside of a Starbucks, but the pursuant, or the person pursuing me to an extent, was the actual lady behind the counter. Now, a lot of you people will be like, Doc, you tripping, man. That's her job. She's supposed to be friendly. She's a Starbucks barista. Of course she's going to try to talk to you, man. She's going to want you to buy more stuff. She's going to want you to do this. She's going to want you to do that. I understand your thought process in that. But if you were there to share in the dialogue, you can tell the difference between somebody just trying to exude great customer service and somebody who's trying to actively pursue you. Like, somebody presenting good customer service is not going to ask you for your phone number or not going to ask you, you know, leading questions about girlfriends and stuff like that. That's not a normal question for just good customer service. That's somebody wanting to know for a personal reason. Whether that personal reason is for herself or not is a question. You never know. But I have actively been pursued by Starbucks baristas before. And I'm not saying that I'm the best looking guy in the world. So again, if I can get women, Love you, mean one. You know that. But if eyes can get women's, I kind of feel like it shouldn't be too difficult for others as well. Again, everybody's situation is different. But again, I kind of feel like if you present yourself in a good way, women will actually actively seek you in these particular countries. Okay. So, again, the second one is Starbucks. I have been actively pursued. Um, Even there are times when groups of girls study together at Starbucks, and this one is more or less the Abriza Mall Starbucks that I'm preferring to. Girls will study together in groups and hang out together in groups. And it wouldn't be surprising or shocking if somebody just walked up and asked you a question because somebody was curious to know something about you. Something as simple as, my friends were just wondering where you were from. I told my friends that you are Black American, but they kind of believe that you are from, Africa. So we were just wondering if. I've had girls just ask me questions like that. Again, these are places where foreigners hang out and Filipinos will actively pursue them. For whatever reason they are actively pursuing them, that also deserves a question mark. All right. Moving on to Numera Tatlo, number 3. Clubs and bars. Pretty much a standard. Filipinas gonna go to your local bar, watering hole. Some people like to call it the watering hole. And they're gonna actively pursue foreigners. They're gonna come out there, they're gonna be like, hey, how you doing? My name is so and so, whatever, whatever, whatever. And they're gonna actively try to get your attention. They're gonna see if they can get you to buy them a drink or something, or they're gonna come up to you and introduce themselves. The girls at the bars and clubs, questionable at best, but most times you get an idea of what their intentions might be. All right. Number 4, the immigration office. I've had girls hanging outside of the immigration office because they know that's where foreigners go. I kid you not. There have been women who will actively seek foreigners in immigration offices. No bullshit. I kind of feel like I don't need to explain that one. But yes, they will hang outside of the immigration office. Not necessarily outside of the door waiting for you to come out, but in and around the vicinity of wherever the immigration office is. In Davao City, that's across from Victoria Plaza, but Victoria Plaza is closed now, I believe. But yeah, they'll stand out and around that area because next to it is NBI, the National Bureau of Investigations and stuff. People get NBI clearances, so it's all in the same location. So sometimes women will just hang out there, act like they're hanging there to get a foreigner to notice them, and vice versa. You understand? So again, these are some places where women are actively seeking foreigners. And the last one, this one's a little more specific, okay? And this one blew my mind when I heard it. It was the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life because I never thought of this ever in a day, but I should have known. The docks and ports. Now, there are these in the Philippines, the maritime profession is semi-popular where people go on ships and shit for months at a time and shit. And yeah, that's a very popular profession. So imagine if you're in the US Navy and you dock in the Philippines or something like that. They will literally line up on the docks waiting for you gentlemen to get off of it. And again, I know it's more specific, but I just want to share this one because this one was awesome to me. The docks and ports. I knew a girl specifically that did this. She explained to me how this worked, and I was like, that blew my fucking mind. Shouldn't have, but again, when she told me that, I was still young and I was still trying to understand the ways. Okay? In that particular situation, she was like, whenever we know that the ships are about to come in after being out on sea for months at a time, unless those guys are living the alternative lifestyle, use your imagination for that, 9 times out of 10, 99.9% of the time, when they first get off of the ship, if their young lady isn't there to wait for them, or they don't have anybody to pick them up, or they're alone, or they're solo, if you've been on the ship and you've been out on sea for a long period of time, and you're trying to get your rocks off, you're going to pick up a girl at the port. And that's what these girls do. And I know it's a lot of them who do this shit. And I'm like, yo, this is really crazy. This shit really exists. And I just wanted to share with you guys that, yeah, they actively pursue foreigners there as well. Like the Navy, docks, and ports and shit. They will actively pursue guys on those particular areas because they're going to have a lot of money because they've been getting paid for their job. And they're likely to spend way more than they have to on some punan because they're so desperate to get them some so quickly. Sometimes it happens that way. And when women are aware of your disparity, that could work against you. All right. So again, those are just Doc's top five places where women are actively seeking foreigners. Again, the last one, not necessarily foreigner based, but again, something that I felt was worthy of sharing. If you guys have places where you feel foreigners are being actively pursued in foreign countries, let me know in the description area below. I would also like to include with the mall that the sales associates, they actively pursue foreigners as well. Hey, it's just the way of the world, ladies and gentlemen, and I think you need to embrace it. Become a world traveler. Do what you do best, man. Just get out there and see the world if you can. All right? This has been a good Dr. Mike TV. With that being said, I am officially out. At least Nico. Paalam, which means I am going now. Bye-bye. As always, love you guys. Mga kita. Mabuhay. Peace.